or they had a rough start and are maybe falling apart at this point.
And West Point still get to take on J-Team. They still yet to face each other. So getting one game up early on, well, not early on at this stage, but, you know, before you face J-Team can be really, really helpful. If that series goes 2-1 to either team, then that one extra win.
Yeah, it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
Have J-Team picked up a game?
They won against Helpigs.
Okay, but they haven't lost 2-1.
No, they've always gone 2-0 or 0-2.
I don't think West Point have picked up a game either.
No.
They were very close to it against DCG, but...
Oh, that was a nightmare game.
Yeah.
Now, I think looking at runes, everything does make a lot of sense.
It is going to be the on-hit Varus.
Yeah, and on-hit, likely AD Kai'Sa as well, if that lethal tempo does suggest it.
Not the lethality Youmuu's Kai'Sa we've been seeing a bit.
And it's Conqueror Aatrox versus lethal tempo Aurelia, which I find a little bit curious. Obviously, this trade here should be won by Aurelia, but in the team fights, this Aatrox is going to really scale into them a little bit better than Aurelia. The 1v1 side lane, yes, Aurelia will win out.
Jung deciding to not take a back here. I thought he might have just lost his TP and had to back, but...
I'm excited to see this game, though. Of course, Omar betting the house on West Point, and me, a smart businessman, deciding I think Frank will win.
There's just something about West Point today.
They've got this energy. They've got their chakras aligned. Let's hope Regnier's chakras are aligned because he's going to be invaded.
Gemini on the blue side ward on this.
Oh, Regnier doesn't have Smite. He smited wolves. Oh, this is Jova.
Uh-oh. And this is going to be trouble for West Point's bot lane.
Houston, we do in fact have a problem.
Yep.
Gemini starting those Raptors. Obviously, Raptors are much quicker to finish off than the wolves, and so
just did Raptors and walked straight to enemy blue. Wow.
Both camps obviously will give you level 2. Raptors insanely quick to do, especially as the Rel. You can start Q or W and you pretty much immediately get them cleared.
It might not really even be that much of a lead for Gemini because he's going to split map. So Sedge might end up even a camp up because she got to do her own wolves.
Right, but the biggest problem is now that your bot lane is just so vulnerable. I mean, you see, look. Where's Gemini? Oh, he's behind your bot lane. Haven't seen this one before. Now, level 2 on the Alistar is important, of course, because otherwise a Pinata. He is just going to be a Pinata anyway. Flash will get him out.
Very close.
But they could just redive this now. Char's not going to be able to stay, and health bars are still completely fine. There's the flash from Char. One more auto will do it. It's going to come down. It's Kaiwing who picks it up. He's also not tanking that tower, but Cheng9's trying to find a return. Low health bars, but it is going to be Frank who do manage to scamper away with that kill. On the other side, Jiang flashing out at that start. It's going to be one kill at least, traded back, a massive minion wave, but a good job here for the top side of West Point to find a return. Just unfortunate that Jiang was able to outplay it that little bit.
Yeah, Jiang's going to be able to pick up most of this wave, and the kill did go over to Aurelia. Not as clean of a dive from West Point, maybe just harder to pull that dive off against an Aatrox.
Oh, he's missing a lot of them.
The important thing on this play was to not let Ali proc his Aftershock. So they actually just get onto him before he can proc Aftershock, and I don't think he ever even does. He just has to flash straight out.
Yeah.
Makes that kill a lot easier. You'll see on the repeat dive, he procs his Aftershock and just lives for a long time.
Despite the 100 HP he has.
Cheng was getting his lethal tempo going, and I thought he might be able to turn a kill around, but they just juggled tower aggro perfectly.
If he had Ghost, that could have been a triple.
Yeah,
no
he might
joke.
have been able to chase them down. Yeah.
But all things said and done, it is a slight advantage now for Frank. Of course, there's a lot of power in this Aurelia now, and Jiang is overextended. Permafrost is going to be landing. The stun will be landing. Jiang will almost certainly be going down. He's not even going to be able to have time to find that. Q2 is minion. Oh, they're all on Aurelia. Oh my God, that was scary.
Yeah, close, but that's exactly what you want to see out of West Point.
All right, we have Aurelia takes 2.
Oh, this is going to be really bad for Jiang. He loses a lot of creeps now while Aurelia freezes.
Maybe Gemini wants to just go up and... I mean, he's going to have to...
break the freeze, 100%.
I feel like you have to... This is terrible for the jungle proximity stats.
Yeah, because if this carries on much longer, it's going to be too late for Gemini to even come up here. Aurelia will get to a point where she can 1v2.
Yeah.
And he's going to come up. Let's see if Aurelia respects it, because he could easily die here.
Yeah, okay. A little bit scary.
Gemini's going to look, but
Oh, Relia. Okay.
Oh, Sedge is here.
He's knocked up. Gonna be. Oh no. Oh, a little bit anti. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. Trying to get something going with the flash there.
He is full build.
Yeah. I honestly think he could have just walked that one off, or maybe just flashed away.
He was never dying there as long as he doesn't flash forward and kill all the minions.
He does pick up the entire wave that he might have lost if he just died or got chunked out. But let's see what he flashes, because the flash just confused me.
I think it was maybe Q3.
Like at this point, it looks like he's just out.
Well, he is. He doesn't flash anything. It was the.
And then maybe more perplexingly, he doesn't walk down to his jungler. And yeah, nice W by...
Oh, never mind. Pause does not continue.
Yeah.
You can still tell me, though. We've already talked about what's going on here.
I just want to say, my favorite team is Beyond.
We don't have favorites here. Why is that?
Oh.
Just dynamic?
They're just so fun to watch.
Yeah, that is true. It's always fun watching Driver, I feel.
Because I can never tell what their win con is in draft. Or I never guess the right win con. I think they have one win con, and then they do the opposite of what I'm expecting and manage to win.
Okay.
Sedge is behind his bot lane here. I think this is more to just... You're just expecting Gemini to be here, and he was on his way. Decides to just go for his Raptors instead. Pretty nice from Renier to just be behind his bot lane there, make sure no disasters are happening while they get their wave in. And they've pretty much recovered at this point. Bot lane's fine.
For sure.
As Relia's a little bit scared of a gank, I think.
He shouldn't be. He's against Frank.
Yeah, good point.
Ooh, these here trades aren't looking so hot.
Yeah. He's
You can't even call them trades. It's just Relia jumping in and slapping them around a bit.
Yeah, he's not truly 30 CS up because Jung has a few creeps to kill, but he's almost 30 CS up.
As good as.
Gemini is...
Oh, Crash Jump cancelled out from that headbutt pulverized. Stun does come through from Gemini though, and Eminem will be able to arrive at this fight. At about the same time as Ching, flash away from Char. This is going to be a kill over. Is it going to go to Eminem? Sure does.
Wow.
Big pickup.
West Point looking for the play, but not being able to convert a kill as Cheng is in trouble now.
Yeah. Oh, Sejuani's going to arrive. Magnestorm comes out. It's going to be a nice chain of corruption. Gemini going to be taken. Kaiwing now being looked at. Oh, that's a big piercing arrow. As Kaiwing will be able to flash away on the most minute amount of health, but be careful. Pretender was at least headed down for the moment. He does turn around now as the play does fizzle out, but big turnaround. Yeah. Maybe after that Zenith Blade misses from Kaiwing, I don't think your go button is quite so strong.
Yeah, like you said, if he could take the Ghost, if he could have like a Milio and take the Ghost, probably in either of these fights, it looks very different. As engage onto Gemini looks really good, but the Glacial gets procced from the Rel here, and Cheng just can't follow up at all. Cha9 probably late on the flash, doesn't realize how much trouble he's in. They don't have much of an opportunity to turn it around, and Cheng with a really nice flash on the Rel Q here, dodges a Zenith Blade, ults the Rel and flashes her Q, and she's just dead, and I'm surprised Leona doesn't go down. They almost get her too.
Yeah, 30 CS lead up here in the top lane, and total gold is fairly heavily in favour of West Point, although team gold in general is even.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's actually just coming from the support, so not the most impactful gold on the side of Frank, of course. Kaiwing picking up that first blood.
As Renier realizes he's standing on top of a ward, they've got 3 up here, but I imagine West Point are just out. Nice ult.
Yeah, they're going to look... They do land the stun. Wildinger comes through. Pop Blossom also is going to force out the flash at least from Relia Zarelia, and it did cost Jiang his flash and ult, so...
Yeah.
Honestly, I think for the immediate lane, actually, it's a fine trade there for Aurelia. Here comes everything, though. Char9 going to be once again stunned up, nice and well. Kaiwing finding that Solar Flare after the Zenith Blade, and kind of curious that Eminem didn't have the confidence to just press that killer instinct and look for this Alistair kill, but chooses not to.
It's always scary to ignore the on-hit Varus, though.
It is.
Frank just looking for the engage there. while the Alistair doesn't have 6, seeing if they can maybe just quickly kill him, but don't manage to do it. They don't even really throw the Ignite onto him.
Ooh, Gemini's not going to be willing to part with these. Yeah, no, he's going to pick himself up 1. I believe that will be 4? Did they get the first 3?
Yeah, I remember Gemini doing them. I can't remember if he finished them, though.
Yeah, neither. Well, it's at least 2, and I remember him getting 1 of them. Maybe it is only 2. Right, who knows? Oh, this is a problem. Oh, this is a really big problem.
This looks bad.
No flash. Jiang is just down. Yeah, that was not even close.
Yeah, that was really clean from Relia, and we see who needed their flash more. It turns out it was Jiang.
Yeah, for sure.
As West Point spot lane, maybe getting cross-mapped here, but...
Oh, Pretender, actually. He's locked up. He's trying to use his clone for some shenanigans, but it's not going to work as Renier picks himself up a kill. And West Point, they are 1k gold ahead. They found themselves at this almost exact amount of gold ahead yesterday. But now, are they going to be able to do something with it?
Yeah, we'll see what happened top here. As Relia just... Wow, that's just 100-0, huh? Played very cleanly. Watch the Q dodge everything from the Aatrox there. Gets out of his W and then dodges Q2. And, I mean, Jiang, I didn't think he was too far up there, but apparently he was.
Yeah, this is very worrying now for the side of Frank.
Yeah, he's managing the 30 CS deficit. Like, it hasn't gotten any bigger, but it might just.
Yeah, World Ender has popped up top.
Yeah.
And that was not even an ult out of Relia as a Relia.
Yeah.
Now, Frank are trying to do what they can on this bot side to get some gold, claw some gold, find a win condition.
And I really like that Renier is here. We talked about this yesterday. You just want to be next
in comes teleport. This is a Relia. You have to be so careful here. Magnet Storm used. Gemini going to be going down. It's going to be Ching9 who once again claims that kill. Does have to use the flash though, and I mean, all things considered, it's bad for the bot lane, but it does give Jiang some time alone top.
Yeah, he might pick himself up a plate. I doubt his lane is recovered at this point. I think they're actually going to send Varus up top.
Oh, yeah. Nully's strolling on up there. Level 9 to level 10 between the top laners. Level 10 to level 8. Oh, no, I don't think... Actually, Pretender's just currently in Eminem form. He's probably level 10 as well.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he was that far behind.
Nah, he's definitely not. It's just the tomfoolery with Nico clone.
All right.
Now, Nash is completed here for Nully on the Azir. We'll have to see after Pretender's eventual recall if he does have the proto bout. Is going to be very meaningful up against Ching9 as well as Nully.
Yeah, and Cheng just having a really good game considering the amount of pressure that's been put on him. He's had Sedge down here a bunch of times too, but it's only really been Cha that's going down to these dives, and he's been playing the dives really well once he gets dived.
Now, I think he's done really well, Renier, at making sure he's there at the right time.
Yeah.
It's possibly the best we've seen thus far up against Frank.
Yeah.
Now, Protobelt is completed, so
yeah.
Nico, a little bit scarier when it comes to these skirmishes.
Yeah. All right, Jiang did just pick up the Bramble and then went full damage.
Yeah, good man. He's going to struggle, though, in this side lane. That Blade of the Ruin King versus the Profane Hydra.
Yeah.
It's going to be certainly a 1v1 that Jiang's going to be avoiding at all costs.
Yeah, West Point won't have the Irelia here for this Rift Herald if they do contest it. I imagine they don't have to hit it, honestly. They can just let Frank hit it if they want. Make sure they keep mid-prio.
Oh, Relia's walking up. And, I mean, if your Relia's joining, you probably should be hitting
you just
Herald.
have to give... Oh, yeah, you just have to give if you're Frank, if the Irelia's coming.
Yeah.
But it's actually Aatrox who's here, and Relia turned around.
Yeah, 180, back bot, Jiang will match.
Maybe a little outmaneuver by West Point, honestly.
Yeah, they got their blue suede shoes on. Now, can Relia tower dive? Probably.
I imagine if he lands everything.
Maybe if he even just lands ult. Could be just, oh, you're dead.
If he can burn the Aatrox ulti, I think definitely, yeah.
That's fair. I mean, The confidence on Relia. He's against the Aatrox, but gone Merc Treads anyway. Of course, feels good against the Leona and also Nico.
Yeah.
But oftentimes when you're in such a volatile matchup, you just want that additional 1v1 power.
Yeah. And I like the way West Point are playing right now when they've got a Fed member. If you're not playing around your Fed member, just relax.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything. Make sure they're not taking heralds or towers for free, of course. But just, just relax and farm up and look for team fights. Or just let the pressure accumulate, especially when it's a Fed top laner. I mean, Frank are in a horrible position where they can't really send anyone bot or they lose the Rift Herald.
Ooh. Oh no, Jim, I did get it. I thought it was a heist.
Attempt to steal, but yeah, so far so good for West Point, honestly.
Did you see a Terminus second? It looks like it.
Oh, those do build into Terminus. It might just be Zerker Greaves and a BX Sword, but what else?
I wonder if Kraken Slayer into Terminus gives you E and Q upgrade. Because if it does, then maybe it's good. I mean, obviously,
yeah, maybe.
The AD and the attack speed are both stats that AD carry Kai'Sa really loves to have. And
yeah,
so
I haven't tested very many Kai'Sa builds. She's not been too popular, and I'm addicted to Smolder.
You do not want this guy Smolder on your team.
Just look to scale when I'm Smolder on your team. Is Kaiwin getting a bit harassed, but Frank do end up taking the Herald. They might lose the Dragon for it, though.
I think they will, but they ultimately won't want to fight anyway because Aurelia will be at it.
Yeah.
And you are never winning a fight right now. You really want this Kai'Sa to get her 2 items.
I'm thinking they might fight, though. They're dropping the Herald mid. They might trade mid. Overall, a good trade for Frank if they do get the mid tower.
I'm not sure they will.
This could be a bad fight for Frank.
Yeah, when Solar Flare misses, you're not fighting anymore.
Yeah. So we have seen Frank in pretty much exactly this position in almost every game, especially against the top teams. As there are 4 melee minions in this wave, and one of them is not attacking.
Peculiar. It must be bugged, right, fellas?
Yeah.
Oh. It turned into a Kai'Sa.
But this actually happens to Frank a lot. Where they're just slightly behind out of the early game, and then they turn it around with some ridiculous team fight play from one of their mid laners, usually.
Yeah, this tower getting very low. Newly going to want to claim that goal, of course.
Yeah. Newly quietly almost 20 CS up. Relia's playing a bit safe.
He realizes he's weak side right now, and
yeah,
why would you want to die? You don't, so...
Yeah, and no Rift Herald up. I think he could play. He was playing a bit more recklessly when the Rift Herald was up, because his team could always trade that if he does get ganked. But yeah, good read by Relia. Gemini is here. Let's see if he manages to stay back.
I don't even know if you win this. I will almost be surprised if you do. I feel like Relia has all the tools to win a 2v1 against.
I think Relia is sitting on a lot of gold at the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
We haven't seen him back in a long time.
But that's the same as Jiang.
So it looks like West Point are going to maybe look for this top tier 1 and just leave Relia hanging for a little bit.
One of our quieter games.
Yeah.
Look at these guys being reserved and stuff.
Yeah, aside from some action early on.
All went West Point's way, really.
Yeah.
I think a couple of those dives fumbled a little. Missing Zenith Blade and still committing.
Yeah. Was the Terminus on the Kai'Sa.
Okay.
We'll see how it looks in these fights.
Oh, that's definitely the upgraded Q.
Yeah.
We'll have to see when he presses E if he goes invisible.
Surely not without Zerker Greaves yet.
Maybe not
Seems
without
hard.
the Zerker Greaves, but you do have the recurve bow, a dagger, there's a dagger. No, there's 2. There's a recurve bow and a dagger within the Kraken as well. You might.
Right.
Stun. There's going to be Glacial Prison used on Kaiwing. There's going to be the Chain of Corruption. Char9 getting quite low, but he does pop that Unbreakable Will. Now, Relia has teleported into the fight, but he's on the wrong side, and so all said and done, it's a couple ults used, but not really all that impactful.
Yeah.
Ultimately, West Point, I think, coming out the victors a little bit.
Good discipline from West Point once they realized
Char.
they were...
Oh, he's dead. He's dead. No? But what if?
Flash.
Put about. There's a lot of movement speed that Pretender will gain. Q does land. Oh, in comes Nuli, though. This is not all over. Oh, yes, it is. Empress Divide kind of just showing presence almost. Oh, okay. Killer Instinct immediately
Relia.
in, but Relia lands the star, and Eminem is just going to be going down. It's a shutdown over to this Aurelia, who's already extremely scary. Does pop that ultimate now as Ching9 feels very safe to just hit in that back line and double kill.
This is Baron.
It could very well be.
But really nice play from Relia. He hung around a little bit, saw the Kaisa over-aggressing onto his Varus, manages to catch her with a stun, and yeah, carries the fight with his lead.
Well, Jiang, though, he's looking for Nuli, going to get that flash out. World Ender now was popped, and Pretender hiding his health and mana stats, but they're going to be very well aware that this is not a Kaiser. Char taking a bit of damage, does not have that. Wow, okay. Alistair ultimate.
They should look to turn here.
Yeah, Char is going to be taken out. I mean, that might be all she said and done. It's going to be the Baron going over to West Point here. Baron number 1. Their record is 4 without a win. Ching9 now losing his flash.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised West Point weren't willing to fight that. No TPs or anything coming through. As it looks pretty good for Frank to begin with. They get Cha's flash here and he still dies. As Jung hangs around, they know they're looking for stuff, so he doesn't even bother walking. And Relia actually walked the whole way bot and walked back up. West Point able to just keep them around, and maybe an overcommit onto the tower from Frank. And Heminem here gets caught by the Aurelia, Q's out of the Leona ult, and finishes him off with the W. Picks up a shutdown too.
Yeah.
Very nice from Relia. He's looking good so far with this
Pretender,
lead.
though, he's found himself a massive flank, and it's a 3-man pop blossom. Everything has been used. Magnet Storm, Solar Flare. Relia's trying to find something back, but it's a 650 gold shutdown to Eminem. He's going to pick himself up another as Char9 will be going down too. And there goes Nuli. Only Renye remains alive. One Baron is now all gone as Relia is not going to be able to turn that one.
Wow, it just seems inevitable when you play against Frank that one of their mid laners is just going to show up and hit a 3, 4, 5-man ulti and just completely turn the game around. They do it every single game. Almost as consistently as Gemini showing up in your bot lane.
That's consistent.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, look at Pretender. He
He's
dodges. There's no vision to spot him out, and then at this point, what can you do?
no flash on Varus.
Fantastic Solar Flare.
And Kaisa's able to follow up on these engages so well. Takes his shutdown back off of Relia. And yeah, the fight's not even close when you can land a Nico engage like that. And there goes the Baron for West Point.
Yeah, and there is a lot of gold that Jiang just managed to pick up for this Aatrox. So he very well is going to be back into this game, especially when you compare him to the likes of Ching9 and Nuli. Now, Relia probably still can deal with him in the side lane, of course. A very strong 1v1 champion. Has got Blade of the King, has got the Black Cleaver.
Yeah,
but these team fights are now extremely scary. I mean, you saw what Pretender can do. Relia is actually trying to get this wave, but the wave's going to be clear. That Profound Hydra really helping out. Relia commits the ultimate, but here comes Gemini and Eminem. You're going to go down again. Tower does not.
Doesn't quite get the tower. Relia does, but Nuli will take the top tower. As honestly, maybe a bit of an over-rotation onto the Irelia. We'll see if they can pull something off while the Irelia is dead. She does have TP
Hey,
up.
this melee minion's in the back line, and Ching9 has not noticed, and Ching9's going to pay the price. Almost picks both back for himself on Pretender, but ultimately will not. Now Renye, Glacial Prison onto Kaiwing. Here comes everything they can possibly do. Solar Flare going to be used, but it's going to be Kaiwing who goes down first. Eminem is trying to kite out Nuli. He's going to be able to as Jiang picks up that one. He's continuing on forward. Char9 trying to run away. Renye trying to run away. Looks like maybe Char can get away. We'll see. Sundisk obviously is going to go down on the top side. Oh, Q1 hits, but Q2 and 3 will not.
Yeah,
Flash will get him out. Gemini and Pretender, though, they should be able to pick up Renier eventually. Oh.
No movement.
Oh.
Oh, he's dead.
Okay.
It's going to take a while to pick him up, but he does eventually go down. And Frank did a really good job of punishing the... No, West Point did a good job of punishing the over-rotation from Frank onto the bot side. But then they had to get out. Not really punishing it, but just they got a cross-map trade, but then they had to get out. They have no business being this far up on the map when they're down a member. And it gives time for Gemini to come back up, and Pretender, who appears out of the wave on top of Varus, actually almost goes down. You see how strong the on-hit Varus can be. And they schedule onto Kaiwing here. Maybe could have looked for Eminem, but he does have cleanse. Nully tries this fight. He finds a nice ulti and then gets himself onto Eminem, but there's no follow-up at this point. And he does just go down. As, yeah, the gold has swung very much into Frank's side, but not an insurmountable lead at all for West Point, especially this far into the game. 4K at 26 minutes is manageable. It's this Kaisa that just might not be manageable.
Yeah, the Kaiser's definitely very scary. Has the Wits End now, of course, but a magic resist.
Yeah. And plenty of CC on her team so that she can find an angle in the fights.
Oh, Sundered Sky is going to be the second item and Thornmail third here. So a little bit of a mixed build.
Yeah, I thought he would be going lethality with the Profane Hydra picked up, but decides to just go tanky after getting some wave clear. Makes sense. We did see Relia, you know, trying to get onto his tower, so he wants to be able to kill the wave quickly. And somehow Jiang is 7-3.
Yeah. Told you, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, like nothing ever went wrong, really.
Yeah, all in a day's work.
Relia with a CS lead and a couple shutdowns is going to be even in items. But, yeah, not able to have as much impact as you would have hoped in the side lane. Did have a great team fight. As West Point are stacking a bush. Frank do a really good job of just always having Kaiwing, you know, out in the front on this Leona. You can't really... They've tried Sedge ulting and Varus ulting Leona a couple times, but it just never turned into a really effective team fight.
What is going on here?
They're just... I think they're just fighting for this mid wave as Pretender on another ridiculous flank. Look at the pink wards they have all on the side. Three pink wards on the side of the map.
Oh my god, he has... Oh my god.
Four pink wards. He's just walked along, you know, a red carpet of pink wards into a ridiculous flank.
Okay, Ching9 backs. It's only Nully here. But Pretender could just sit there and wait. Nully's aware that he might be somewhere, but he's checked the wrong bush. He's very much checked the wrong bush. Pretender...
Oh, this is going to be disastrous for West Point.
There is a ward, though. There's a ward right here that will spot Pretender the second he walks out of that bush.
Yeah. But if they're all committed to contesting this Baron, it might be just too late once they see him.
Yeah. Okay, here he comes. They know where he is now. Nully's going to find him. Emperor's Divide comes out, and it's going to land onto the correct one, but the Glacial Prison is going to land. There's a lot of damage. Nully picks himself up that kill, but it is the Baron picked up ultimately on the other side. Now, Frank, all you have to do is try and get away.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to lose one person, try and commit Kaiwing to stopping, but it looks like you don't even have to do that.
Yeah, they maybe use too much onto the Nico finishing off Pretender that they can't really force a fight here at all. They might look for the Dragon, should do with a 4v5. A lot of ults up for Frank, and Pretender does have TP, so they're on a timer. They need to hit this Dragon right now. Yep,
20 seconds. It will be not the Soul just yet. It will be the third Dragon, so Soul Point would be collected if they do get it, and Frank aren't willing to just give that over.
Char's going to need to headbutt Gemini away from this Dragon.
Yeah, but is he going to be able to make it through Kaiwing? It doesn't look like it, at least for now. 2,800 health left on this Dragon, and now it's going to be at least one kill picked up as Char is found. Yeah, Rally is trying to find Eminem. Eminem flashes away. Permafrost lands with the cleanse is fantastic. Now in comes Pretender, is Jiang. He finds a lot of damage on Ching9. Pretender will be able to finish that one up. In comes a Crypt Bloom, healing Eminem up. He's still kiting. He's not going to be able to get away just. Nully does go down as Jiang gets himself a reset. All things said and done. It's a 3-for-2 here in favor of the side of Frank, and they do pick themselves up the Mountain Dragon also.
Yeah, they maybe just took a little bit too long, and the TP came through from Nico, but mostly that fight was the Jiang show. He did a great job. It looked like Cheng was going to take over the fight reset and positioning really well, but Jiang finds him on the backline, flashes onto him, and knocks him up. Watch Cheng for most of this fight. He actually does a really good job just staying out of trouble and getting a lot of damage out. Dodges the Leona, finishes off the Leona as well, but on the other side of this fight, he's getting chunked out. I guess Eminem not doing a bad job of staying alive this fight either, but Jiang finds his way onto Cheng, who actually finishes off Eminem here just before he dies, or helps finish him off.
Ooh.
Close.
Yeah.
Sad to see the shutdown go onto Sedge as well.
For sure, but you take the shutdown rather than let him live, and there you see it. Damage to Graphs.
Yeah.
It's a two-man show.
Yeah. If we're seeing if Aatrox can find your ADC and kill him, yeah, he's going to do about this much damage in the fight because no one else has the DPS to really take him out. Maybe Nully, but
yeah,
it's so hard to deal with the Aatrox.
Nully does have Leandri's, so it does do a little bit better up against this more tanky Aatrox build. As Sterex now, the 4th item will be completed. Both top laners currently sitting at their 4-item spike. Of course, Eminem's at his. Cheng9 not quite.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, it's all on Aurelia. Admittedly, it's very, very difficult to play Aurelia while the Baron minions are alive, but they're going away in 10 seconds. It's kind of do or die time now. Not that the game's necessarily over with one fight, but game certainly feels a whole lot less playable if you lose another one and start losing your base. Glacial Prison just
was that blind?
It was.
I think that was completely blind, right? just thought he had some kind of read or something, and
he had a soul read.
Yeah, but just reading someone in a different game, maybe.
Yeah.
Is Jiang? I mean, yeah, such an impressive performance from Jiang this game, considering how poorly the early game went for him, and even the early game after a few disasters for him, he just manages to maintain about the same CS deficit, and then shows up in team fights and starts killing everyone.
Yeah, and this guy, very impressive. I guess, yeah, the one fault we could possibly give him is his laning has been questionable at times. Not too bad this game, obviously. He was just weak-sided, and even the times he died, I didn't expect that he was actually in danger, but really just chasing him down. But again, it is really up to West Point to try and get this one across the line. I don't think you're going to have such a good opportunity as you had at the start of this, and admittedly, it's very, very difficult now.
Yeah. As you said, Irelia against Baron minions, or also just Irelia from behind in general.
Yeah, she's not behind, in fairness. The rest of the squad, maybe you could say. Honestly, Nully very strong. 3 items completed. 3 items on Cheng9. You have the team to be able to do something here. It's just about finding the ability to do so. Stun will go wide there from Irelia, trying to follow up on Char's engage, but won't be able to. And now that's another tower picked up. Eminem claiming that one. Getting those Eternals nice and stacked up here on the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and at this point, you're going to need to find maybe a Sedgel onto a key target. Cleanses back up for Eminem.
Yeah, maybe even just, if you see Pretender coming from flank, just Sedge ult him as soon as possible.
Yeah, so scary to push that, though, when he can
flash.
Or just summon the clone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but maybe the slow's good enough. I don't know.
Hey, there's a Knight's Vow. We haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yeah, that's true. Flywing. Putting, I imagine, the Knight's Vow onto his Knight, Eminem.
Yeah.
Have to see. I mean, honestly, it might not even be that bad on the Aatrox.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Aatrox too.
You get a lot of healing. Kyron goes forward, and here comes the Pop Blossom. It's massive. It's onto 3 again, but Rally's untouched. Jiang starts off the kill, and now everything is kind of getting thrown. We're in a very, very tight corridor, and Eminem Killer Instinct's over. He's going to pick up another one. Jiang still very much alive, still very much resetting. That's a second now. Once again, it's only going to be Renye walking on out of that fight as teleport comes through to push this minion wave in, and Frank perhaps looking for the end.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a shaky engage onto one of West Point's tanks, and Varus not being caught in the Nico ult. I thought he might be able to have a pop-off fight there, but Frank do such a good job of just getting on top of Cheng, and Eminem holds his ult for the entire fight until he gets a chance to follow the Varus flash, importantly, over the wall. If Varus was able to...
Renye.
He was trying to maybe pull the wave, but...
He's held this Arctic Assault for a long time. He might be able to get away. Oh, World Ender. Solar Flare, World Ender both committed. I mean, you're losing the dragon here at minimum. Trying to not lose his life. We'll just delay. Oh, wow.
Gets knocked up as he hits the last gun.
The timing on it. Yeah, legendary now is Jiang.
Yep. 12 and 3.
15. 15 is the kill score to beat for him.
Yeah. I didn't think this game he'd be 12-3.
Yeah, you thought West Point were going to win.
Yeah. I mean, they've still got a series.
That's true. That is true. Now, Baron obviously is alive. Should be Frank really favored to pick this one up. Pretender's trying to look for another flank. Char, though, sort of privy to the concept that if Nico finds an engage like the last one, it's going to be very hard to win. Flash ultimately is down now for Pretender, which can be an angle in, but this Baron, ooh, that was scary. Jiang, though, he's found his way onto Cheng. Wow. Cheng is absolutely annihilated. Eminem as well. Killer Instincts in. Relia cannot do anything here as Nuli now, he's really the last man standing. Two tanks versus the entire squad of the boys from Frank Esports, and they should be able to waltz this minion wave down with Baron, waltz down the Nexus, and waltz on to game number 2.
Man, and I was saying that the on-hit Varus feels a bit better into the Aatrox, but Jiang doesn't think so. Manages to find Cheng in every single fight and just, I mean, nearly one-shots him if he can land those Q sweet spots.
For sure, as we're playing, we're having some shenanigans in the Nexus, but ultimately it is going to be Frank that picked that up, and not